Let's speak to Joe Siracusa, political analyst and Dean of Global Futures and the Faculty of Humanities at Australia's Curtin University. Always welcome on the programme, Joe. You must have marked quite a few exam papers in your time. What grades would you give these to?
Well, I would give President Trump a B+, and I'll tell you why in a second. And I would give Kamala Harris a C-, because she did something very naughty today, Adnan, and that was she just simply self-plagiarized her acceptance speech at the Democratic nominating convention. None of the American news media picked this up. She had nothing new to add today. She simply used those phrases over and over again, word for word, adding no texture to it, as a matter of fact. And President Trump was a winner today for this reason. He spoke for an hour and a half without stumbling, in complete sentences, showing no signs of aging or cognitive problems or things like that. I think he did pretty well. But the other thing too, Adnan, is that nobody picked up that the deal was they weren't supposed to use the mics when they weren't speaking, and so there was that.
Yeah, there was an issue. It seems as if, despite the fact that the person not speaking was supposed to have their microphone muted, you could pick up what they were saying. It could have been a technical issue. But it's really interesting, Joe, what you're saying about Kamala Harris not giving anything new. That surely was a strategy that the team would have agreed upon, because, as people are saying, this was really a major introduction of Kamala Harris to the American people. You might be vice president, but the profile is not that high. So was that a safe way for her to play it? Let me not ruffle too many feathers and just repeat what I've been saying to my main core base, because I'm presenting this to the rest of the American people.
I suppose you're correct there. I mean, she used the hour and a half as kind of a paid political message. I mean, the fact that none of the media picked up the fact that she was simply repeating her phrases from the nominating convention strikes me as very odd. And she wasn't trying to pick any fights. Although she went out of her way to suggest to Trump that he was nasty and brutish by using nasty and brutish words herself. So I was amused. I was also amused about the dog story.
Yeah.
Our Chinese friends, our Vietnamese friends, and the South Koreans, they all seem to like dog on their Sunday dinner tables. And then in the United States, there isn't a single law that decriminalizes you from killing your family dog or cat and having it for dinner. So, it was sort of a comic a relief moment in a serious debate. But look, the thing about Trump was he was trying to explain that he's trying to stop the killing, not only in Ukraine, but in the Middle East. Now, he's probably no less pro or anti-Israel or anti-Netanyahu as the Democrats are, but he wants to bring the killing to an end. What annoys me about Kamala Harris and the Democrats is they haven't owned ownership for their complicity in the massacre of 40,000 Palestinians since last October. I mean, what are we talking about here? They have been complicit in handing over American weapons systems and killing all these people. And she's talking about rebuilding the place. At the rate we're going, there's nothing to rebuild. The place is flattened. Thousands of Palestinians' lives have been disrupted forever. Thousands, are dead. I mean, we have destroyed the place with American complicity and Bibi Netanyahu, and she hasn't owned any of that. And those protesters out front. And by the way, there were 25,000 protesters in Melbourne today, making the same statement that she's not owning up to the damage done. So what she's trying to do is separate from that. And my favorite today was she was trying to get Trump to say, do you agree that the Ukrainians cannot win? The Ukrainians couldn't win that war on day one. A nation of that size cannot take on a nation of 11 time zones and expect to win. And I think Trump was right on message when he said that Joe Biden hasn't talked to Putin in 2 years. The United States did not use its clout at the beginning to stop this, nor in Kabul or in Gaza. I mean, the United States has not used its preponderance of power or its diplomatic clout to stop any of these things. We've simply been witnesses. But look, at the end of the day, people are going to say, she did pretty well. I don't think she did very well. She just used her old exam paper, did it again, and she told me nothing new about her. But she did show me that she could be as nasty and as brutish as Trump when she wants to pick a fight. So, she's on that level. But I think Trump was pretty well tamed today, Adnan. I mean, he didn't go out of his way to call her nasty things. David Muir raised the race issue, which I thought was naughty. And of course, the ABC also said that, tried to correct Trump about his sarcasm, when of course Trump meant to say it was an ironic thing he tried to say. So, throughout this campaign, throughout Trump's entire career on the political stage, his critics continue to take him seriously, but not literally, and his friends take him literally, but not seriously. So we got that kind of thing. At the end of the day, they're all fighting for those last couple electoral votes in Pennsylvania or Wisconsin, and this election is just going to be separated probably by tens of thousands of votes. First person to get 270 electoral votes will be the winner. So it's a very small. I mean, it's a small pot, but it's critical to get over the line. So in that sense, it's important to hear what they have to say. But look, did you hear anything today you hadn't heard before?
Nah,
did anybody tell you today how they think about the?
Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah, absolutely. While we were watching it in the TRT World Newsroom, we were thinking exactly the same thing. There is nothing new here. And in terms of how razor thin the result could be, as you say, in those 7 swing states at the moment, the maximum advantage one has over the other is 2 percentage points. It's generally 1 percentage point in all of those. Joe, we're going to leave it there. Always appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, Edmund. Good evening.